All right, looks like we might be back live again, but we're going through a technical issue. Chat, let me know if you can hear me, if the audio levels are good, and if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about. Maybe stir up some drama.
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the technical issues that we ran into. Looks like the stream just dropped for a little bit. But we're going to be coming back right now with our next match of Kimo returning to the quad up against the Trauma Tracers. Amos, how's you doing?
Doing well, man. Glad we got this fixed. And excited to see Kimo play again. See what adjustments they might be making based on the first matches.
Yeah, Trauma Tracers has impressed me a lot today as well, so I'm looking forward to this one.
All right, I was asked to turn my volume up a little bit. How we doing? Chat, let me know. Is that a good level?
Okay, I'm going to turn mine up as well. A little bit if we need.
Valentin asks, oh, actually, we're about to start the match here. We'll get into some chat questions afterwards.
All right. Little Q&A for once we're done right here, but this is Kimo returning. Can they get 3 sudden deaths in a row so far up against Trauma Tracers, looking for their first victory on the day? Chase 1 happening right now. Coming around the outside. Slide comes through. This is just putting on the speed again. Once again, speed steps are doing quite well. Wow, just running along the front line. Trauma Tracers might get their first point. I think the swipe through came at the front line there or by the ridge, but that's going to be an evasion right out the gate for Trauma Tracers.
Luca's calling the DTR at ridge, which it looked very, very close. That was such a fast descent. Good execution, but we'll see what the referee says based on texts he's getting from Valentine.
Yeah, it looked questionable over by the ridge as well, so I'm interested in seeing what this replay looks like. But, I mean, all that being said, Trauma Tracer is off to the races, whether it was a tag or not. I think very good showing for the first chase here.
I think that's so well said. No matter what, Trauma Tracers just made a huge statement. The speed at which he was moving, it was forcing Luca to depart from some of his continuums. For example, that first interaction at the cube, Luca was setting up the perch on that corner near the sisters. He was getting ready to hit his RGS, but instead the Trauma Tracer's evader ripped the sisters so fast that Luca just had to abandon it and go center control. So yeah, I gotta say Trauma Tracer's coming out the gate hot.
Yeah, this will also be of note if they do get awarded the evasion, their first evasion of the day. So definitely a good stepping stone for them to build a little momentum towards the rest of their matches for this evening. But yeah, I mean, all that being said, Trauma Tracers, like I said at the start before we even started, they have been impressing me so far for having to have qualified yesterday to make it here.
Yeah, while we're waiting here, you can also go to the chat. People are asking why Valentine's not there. He's telling them, oh, 1 second. I don't know about that angle. Yeah, Valentine's saying in the chat that he was sick, couldn't make it. But what the heck, man? You broke your arm and you were there for your team. You're going to lay in there in your bed sick? Come on. Yeah, I don't know if I saw an angle. Let's see if he gets a text from Valentine. Oh,
Like
okay.
He's going to get it.
That breaks our theory. Good win against Kimo. Okay. We'll never know who's texting him what to do.
Okay,
Right.
and just like that, Trauma Tracers has set the tone early. That was a DTR on Chase 1, which means the evader for Trauma Tracers had a few full minutes of rest as well. Again, set the tone early. Maybe we can get another point on the board right here, especially with a bit of recovered legs.
Can the rest get him away from the long arms of Khalil? No, they cannot.
Crazy reach right there. I mean, if you get the jump over, that could be a disaster for Kimo. But they cut it off at 1 very, very early on into this match.
Got someone in the comments asking who won against with Kimo and Eugen. Kimo was able to take that home in sudden death. If you couldn't tell by the look on Richard's face.
Okay. Going at pace very early. The trip over was a little bit of a disaster for Trauma Tracers, but I think Kimo looked back almost out of concern, right, for the athlete, and then that got him caught.
It almost seemed like they both flipped up at the same time there, but Jesse was able to get control again. This is amazing. Trauma Tracers 1-0, but now Ben the Menace is on the quad. Oh!
Wow, little runaround right there. Slowing it down and doubling back at the front line, looking straight into his chaser's eye. Look at that juke! You can see everyone on Trauma Tracers going insane. You gotta get a point for this one now. One last slide through comes through, and the evasion will be given right there, but I'm not gonna be shocked if Kimo calls for the DTR there as well.
Yes, Ben is definitely calling for that DTR, but no matter what, just like before, no matter what, wow, Ben is one of the top chasers, and he was just getting worked left and right, like with just, for example, at the bay there, that first cut by Jesse was beautiful because he saw Ben just laser locked on that short traffic bay and punished him for it. He cut back in open space, but Ben was so committed that he was just left in the dust. So very interesting evading by Jesse. He was really nullifying that pressure. You just got to watch out when you're playing those French teams. You got to look for those Vipers, especially through the bay and the cube on the low windows. They love to throw those.
Absolutely,
I think Ben might be holding his
stuff.
heel. Maybe he did something to his heel. I hope not.
Yeah, there might have been a trip up on one of the last slides that we got, but again, I mean, that last one right there, yeah, this is, I think, where you're talking about.
Yep. Are we going to see a finger bend backwards? What is it?
I mean, the first angle, I think, is our best shot at seeing it. So,
Great job by Jesse
This is
getting
it.
deep on the perimeter there. That was great. Oh, I don't know
It's
if
so
that angle's
hard
going
to
let us know.
tell. We need to see the back if we can.
There it is too. But I think Ben caught his heel or his Achilles on the bar. That one hits close to home. I actually injured myself in the last match of Pan Am's doing the same thing. That's why it's one thing just to dive out these windows full speed. Yep, there's the bounce. He tagged his heel. It's another thing to be able to dive out these windows full speed with control to keep yourself safe, and even to have that surgeon style to land on your feet in an accelerated position. But he was desperate. He was just throwing everything he had at that.
Okay, still waiting on the call, it seems. This is a lot of rest time here, especially for Trauma Tracers to find themselves in a pretty good groove now.
I gotta say, it's been a pleasure to watch Ben really come into his own. I remember seeing him as this bright-eyed, kind of awkward kid at World Championships 5 many years ago, and he came up to Seth, who is his hero, and was just saying that he wanted to be just like him, Seth Wang. And he's just been working so hard that he actually ended up pulling the MVP for the last World Championship. So huge story arc for Ben. Really cool to see him come into his own.
100%. 100%. Okay. Was he paid off by Valentin? It's hard to say for
our
sure.
theory's back on the table.
That one is going to be marked as a tag. You were absolutely correct there, Amos. But I got to say, I mean, the evasion strategies on the side of Trauma Tracers have looked drastically improved from this match to their first two.
These first 5 chases make them look like a top team so far.
Right. It's a good learning experience right now coming into this next chase. Trauma Tracers still in the lead. They could have had it extended to 2, but that DTR did save Kimo a little bit of extra work that they're going to need. Ben now to evade with his pair of fresh legs. Here we go. Coming through underneath the mountain right now. Again, you cannot let this guy create distance. He has the jets to do it. Coming around the outside right there and over to the top and the front of the mountain. Ben is going to pick that one up and make it look easy.
You don't want fresh legs on Ben. That was a rough DTR for Trauma Tracers. Ben was completely fresh. And that chaser, there were a couple decisions. This is the first time we've seen this today. There was kind of a pattern yesterday, but going around rather than setting up trap continuums on those EQ spots, Ben will punish you for that.
For sure. Ben now an opportunity for 2. Slide happens right there. I think the connection was made. Yeah, he's going to go out the honorable way. I like it.
Wow, that was epic. It's very rare that people get that Bay Viper and then reach out through that window. Oh, we missed it there. But, yeah, great job by the chaser not being too fully committed to the long side. Jonathan, we got a Juggernaut up on the chaser plate. He's been known to throw himself super aggressive.
Ooh, jump up onto the sisters. Yeah, that was dicey. You were going face to face with your evader right there, and you just did not have enough real estate to play with.
Yeah, something new this last year that's been emerging is the entire game that can be played at the sisters. And while the evader made an interesting move there, Jonathan had his number. He's watching closely. All his foot placement was right. It allowed him to hit that golden showers out of that exit.
All right. Halfway through right now, we are evened up once again. On pace for Kimo to get another sudden death right here. Double step over onto the sisters. There's the
no!
He talked about. Tried to go for the reverse as well, but got caught up on the back end.
Yeah, actually, that was a beautiful decision to opt for the stepsisters into the cube there rather than going golden showers behind, because essentially it guarded the mountain run. He could have thrown a dive, a gate vault, booty dive, or a spear off that other side, and that's what scared Jonathan back. Jonathan is no novice. He just got trapped in there.
Okay, can Trauma Tracers re-establish some dominance right here? Benny hilling the ridge, but trying to do the double back right there towards the front line will not be enough.
Khalil's not going to stand for taunts like that. You can't be Benny hilling the ridge in front of Khalil. He'll just be like, fine. Yeah, that's one of the dangers of Benny. That's one of the dangers of Benny hilling the ridge, is that you just put yourself in shit corner, and Khalil knew that he could control the tray there.
Okay, let's see if they can create a breaking point here. Or will Kimo just maintain equilibrium right here through 6 more chases to make this a sudden death? Nice little back and forth right there. Look at the speed on this guy. Caught him right at the corner of the tilted cube. No sitting on the toilet right there. You caught him right out the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, man. Jesse, so well done there. Super aggressive. That was a great descent. There was a moment where I thought he might want to go stepsisters to be a little bit safer, but apparently he had his targets locked and he knew he could hit that golden showers.
Athletes ready!
Okay, a few chases left to go here.
Ben is back on the quad.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has just been putting the team on his back so far. 2 sudden death appearances today alone that secured Kimo 2 victories in sudden death. Also, I believe, got the 1 point in this match as well.
And I'm surprised we're not seeing more of this, but that was a classic spider at the bay. That's something that with Hollywood we formulated and polished to a T. It's such a strong trap at the bay, and that came through for Ben in that moment.
All right, taking a breather by the ridge real quick. And once again, the name of the game is closing that distance. You cannot give an athlete like Ben this much space. Look at that diagonal. Trauma Tracers just needs to spend so much time off the clock just to catch up to him right now. And he is so smooth underneath the ridge right here. Going to the sisters and back to the tilted cube once again. Ben is getting another point. And like I said before, the team is on his back.
Ben coming through with his reputation as such a fast and scrambly evader. I want to point out especially, he was able to gobble up so many seconds at the ridge because that front side bar of the ridge is one of the highest EQ spots on the quad, and he played it to perfection. He forced his chaser to bounce around, do a little ridge dance, and then when he got him to come through, he had the distance to cut under the front line.
Corner control, my man. Ben is
risky,
going crazy right here. I don't know if fingertips connected right there, but that was a crazy maneuver underneath the sisters. Is he going to go for double vault right here? Quadrupedal instead. Around to the tilted cube. Ben might get a third one, but he is barely clipped up on his way to the loading bay. Kimo with the lead, though.
Good on Trauma Tracers for pulling that off. I want to point out just such an epic wrench right here at the sisters. He slows his speed, he feints the cutback, and it's just enough to cause the chaser to slow his pace, and it messes up his strides on the sisters. Beautiful job by Ben there throwing that wrench into his gears.
And just like that, with 2 points under his belt, Ben has put Kimo in the lead. We might not be getting a sudden death after all. A tag right here forces match point. Looks like he's going to get it.
Luca could smell blood in the water. He saw his pace. He saw that he wasn't taking good routes. He just went with the rundown game and knew opportunities would come. The key moment was Benny hilling that cube that put him in danger, cutting across the center.
And just like that, match was turned on its head. The DTRs early on in Kimo's favor have put them in a position to win right now. Evasion will win. Gonna go back around towards the loading bay, doubling back towards the ridge as well. That dive over looked like it connected, and it did. Trauma Tracers has a chance.
Luca was slow to accept that, but it looks like he did. Yeah, that dive, beautiful. We're starting to see this French version emerge where they sit on the tray and swing around. It's a really cool technique, but it's shown to not be as good. I'm liking what Jesse just did here. Way more aggressive, caught him on his heels.
We're going to need to see some aggression from Trauma Tracers. You can't get caught up that quickly. Just lost in the foot race and lost in the match. Trauma Tracers, unfortunately, will go down to Kimo, and Kimo will break their streak of entering sudden death in every match they've played today. 2-1 in favor of Kimo.
You can't try to have a foot race with someone who has one step for every 2 of yours. Khalil just gunned him down on the drag strip back there. Avoiding, like you said, the sudden death. Nice to see them come out with a little more definitive of a win. But also, wow,
we're ready.
Trauma Tracers putting the heat on Kimo.
Yeah, really great show. And looks like we're going to go over to a quick interview right now. We'll be talking more about them in a second. Let's go over to either Olivia or 3-time world champion Greg Ball talking over with Kimo.
Okay. So guys, great match. Now, one quick question. We have here Eva, the only woman in this competition today, but she hasn't played yet. Is this a strategy? Are you saving her up for a particular competitor?
Eva is our manager. She trains every time with us. She's always here for us. She's also a France champion. But she's not here to play. She's just here to be with us, support us, help us to get everything right. She's always here to speak to us when we're down, and it's just so great to have her.
Great. Eva, anything you want to say to all the women that are watching this and would want to join?
She said that everyone can do it. There is no man, there is no woman, it's just athletes. And if you have a doubt about trying it, just go ahead, try, and it will be awesome. Yeah. Just don't doubt, go ahead, do it.
Great message, Eva. Thank you. Great match, guys. Good luck for the next, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I got a chance to train with Eva out in Lyon, and she is such a talented athlete in this sport. So I'm bummed to see her not playing today, but it looks like she's taking on the manager role.
I think it is so sick having a women's league and also just showing more women in a chase tag event, like just in general. A sport as cool as World Chase Tag. Very, very cool. I like the words that Eva had to give at the end of that interview as well. Makes me really happy for the future of the sport, man.
Yeah, especially yesterday, it was so fun watching Evelyn and Amy just crush at it. And I really love that they structure it in a way that it's just an open division, not a men's division, but an open division. I'm really happy with how they set it up. And it's a bummer we don't get to see Ava today.
For sure, but we will be getting to see a few more powerhouse teams. Our next match have been resting for a hot minute. This is going to be Team Eugen versus Dexterity Depot. Amos, where's your head at with this?
Eugen and Dexterity. What we saw from Eugen in that first match, that these new signees, like they have a deep roster now. They've got a lot of experience. They're looking so strong. But Dexterity, I gotta say, some of those chases from Roland and Tim coming out the gate in that first match, these guys have been working, absolutely, no doubt. And so I don't even know if I could call this one. This is going to be a banger to watch for sure. And there's a little bit of bad blood in the background because Dexterity, I've heard, has been talking smack on the French and the Europeans, so they're making it real.
Okay. Yeah, this is a classic
Sam up
USA
first.
versus French face-off right here. And it's also a rematch from Dexterity Depot and Eugen.
That's
from
right.
Worlds as well.
Ooh.
So see if there's a little bit of heat coming through for our first chase of the day.
Love it.
Underneath the loading bay.
Love it. It looks like, is that Alex that was just on? Yeah, Alex taking that high line with such good speed, but you gotta love Sam. He doesn't get thrown off by that. He takes center control across the mountain tables, and that puts him on the short trap at the bay, and he's there just waiting when Alex turns his head to look. He's already trapped. Well done, Sam.
All right, atop the mountain. Very nice little vault over there to keep things
There
going.
it is.
Staying alive on the outside of the sisters as well.
Oh, does he make it?
Grayson
No.
on the outside does not get there though, caught up at the ridge.
That was a nice little wrench at Lazy Boy. It almost bottomed the ridge, but not quite. Not quite. Great control across the front line there. Boom. Well done.
10 seconds. Athletes ready.
All right. We gonna see the drop down? No, the double back over at the mountain. Really, really clean. That one's just gonna be a quick pickup right there. We go to chase 4, quarter of our way through.
Yeah, he's trying to play some ramp game stuff, which does have its place in the sport. People who are really quick with it can just make it brutal for chasers, but not there. Dave had his number. Dave was on top of it. Next up, we're going to see Aaron Lucas. Not an extremely strong showing in the first match, but we'll see what we can get out of him now.
Okay, wrapping around back and forth onto the ridge, double over the sisters.
Oh,
A dive
yeah.
through, expertly crafted chase down at the Lazy Boy for Team Dexterity Depot.
Great patience from Aaron. He's able to lock in that Lazy Boy trap, taking the right steps to make sure he couldn't squeeze out. And that low window dive, I'm surprised that's, I think, the first one we've seen in this competition, but that is a powerful dive. what we're seeing more and more, and Aaron just absolutely crushed it. All right, Mo, let's see that classic style of just chilling out until the last 15 seconds, or the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, we only really saw him towards the end of some of the final competitions we've seen from so far. Look at how quick he has been on all fours right here, though. Mo could not find his footing until he did. The catch-up right there on the way to the ridge. That long track was just not long enough.
Yeah, I got to say that cut Aaron took out from under the sisters, under the slanted bar at Cube, it has its merits. It can be dangerous, but it really throws chasers off, and it definitely was shining right there. But Mo kept his composure, was able to head him off. Got Mike up next.
Wow, aggressive start right here over towards the loading bay. Caught him on the way to the mountain, though. It was just one aggressive jump after the next. Dexterity Depot is hungry, Amos.
Yeah, I don't know if we're seeing a little bit of nerves there from Mike. He had a little bit of a slip up at the ridge, but he was able to maintain that control. And it looked like Mo got stuck at the bay because Mike did a great job of recovering quick and casting that white net just in case to pin him. Great job on Mike with that long trap at the bay.
Here we go, one chase away from our halftime here. Can Dexterity Depot be the one to break the mold so far?
There it is again.
Once again, this quadrupedal diagonal from sisters to loading bay has just been unbelievably fast, but Eugen is not fighting.
Loving Richard there. Richard did not get thrown off by it. This is the second time we've seen it now within the last few chases. Instead, he just takes center control, and he's right there at bay when Mike gets to bay. So maybe we'll get to see it here. Oh, no, that's the end. And that's what gave him the opportunity, is just being so on top of him at bay, scared Mike out. He was right there for the Dorito cut.
Yeah, wondering if Eugen is going to be clocking that route in.
Oh,
future,
no.
Especially with how quick Dex has been playing this one. But Chase 8 comes through, and it is gone in an instant.
Yeah, Richard kind of slopped it there a little bit. You can see by his reaction. He knows it. Basically just poor timing on his positioning. He's moving the right direction. That front bar EQ on the ridge is powerful. He just went too soon. He didn't wait for Alex to commit further down the stream in his continuum. And he knew it when he got caught.
Wow, running towards the chaser, trying to go down an early flush at the ridge right here. Look at the vault around the sisters, staying in bounds as well. Dex putting the jets on right now, trying to double back in the front line, somehow maintaining some speed, but Eugen cutting the angle.
I gotta say, Alex has definitely upped his game as an evader, and he did a great job there, but Sam also, so much good control, some really interesting things in there too. Even though he got juked at the tray at ridge there, he pulled himself around that bar and strode off the angled bar down to the perimeter and was right back into the game. So that's what got him that tag, is he just kept on adapting to each one.
Okay, a bit of a little sneeze, perhaps for good luck, starting us off. Dexterity Depot chasing.
Oh,
wow,
so aggressive.
Nice double vault over the sisters. You're gonna get the steps through and the cut-off angle as well. Somehow has not connected Amos. I am shocked. I mean, the evader has just done so well from a strategic standpoint, but all the credit in the world goes to Eugen for finding the evasion.
What? Oh my goodness! If that is an evasion, that is so many close calls. Incredible job by Sam, because Tim did not make that easy. He had such high pressure through so many interactions. Sam, wow. Incredible. Even I think a gate vault dive at the cube there, Sam must have gotten so deep and low on that perimeter that it must have just missed.
Yeah, I think at least 3 different opportunities right there that were very, very close calls.
And he's tired now, and Roland is going to be an intense person to run from when you're tired. So classic sister start from Sam.
This is where that hunger from Dexterity Depot is going to start coming in. Is that smack talk real? Roland is going to make it a little bit manifested right there, but they are playing from behind now with only a few chases left in this match.
Yeah, Roland, that was great patience on that perch. He was looking to stepsisters. He did a great job by not going in the cube, watching closely because Sam cut back, and then he got that RGS with a lot of aggressive intensity there. Tim did the same thing, but somehow Sam was able to squeeze out.
All right, just Roland have this. Keeping eyes on the evader at all times. The double back, it's just catching him, breaking ankles right now. Rolling back and forth on the front line right here. Is there enough time left in the world?
Wow.
I cannot believe he still has distance.
Oh,
Top of the mountain.
no.
Way. Rolling, finding the equalizer point for Dexterity Depot.
If there's anything that's going to get the best of Orlando, that is it right there. Is someone super scrambly and quick like Roland, who's going to do some of these cutbacks at the sisters. This is a new one we've seen emerge over the last year. I think I saw it originally coming from Greg of the Talons. It's so hard to read because, especially when you have the speed and power of Orlando, that confirmation is so detailed.
Oh my goodness. Again, close calls for sure, but all good things have to come to an end. Roland gave us a play of the day, surely right there, to make this an even bout. But Eugen now back on the quad to evade.
That's what they needed next. They needed Mo and his composure to not fall for any roll-ins, wrenches, cutbacks. That was beautifully done by Mo. That's very important. We're now at a tie game. Mike usually is a juggernaut. He will throw himself. Let's see if he can nab Mo with it.
Okay.
Well done.
Caught along the outside, trying to cut the corner.
Oh, there it is.
Beautifully done. Just the dive through at the lazy boy was excellent.
That's exactly what I expected out of Mike. He will risk it for the team. He will throw himself, and the timing was great there. As he's come in, he identified which window was going to be the best pick. Mo wasn't active enough in his EQ. He's kind of sitting on his heels and made himself a sitting duck.
And just like that, we have an evasion wins match point for both teams. Dexterity Tipo gets their first shot. Hop over. I think that connection was made on the first jump right here. So now the rolls are reversed. Chase 16, Eugen has a shot to win with an evasion as well.
Well done. It's a little blurry. I can't quite tell. I think that's Luke there. He did a great job of not getting sucked into throwing a long trap at the bay. He saw the early depart. He cast that wide net, nabbed the heels. Let's see if Paul can run him down. Luke's got speed. He's going to have to be smart.
Final chase, or are we going to go to our third sudden death of the day? Slowly creeping over, trying to shake the tiger off the tree for just a second.
Great start. Great start.
Loading bay once again is where a lot of these players get caught. Eugen might have an opportunity right here. A few seconds left to go. One last dive over the system. That's not going to be enough. Eugen finds it at the finish line.
Yes. Whoa. Oh my goodness. That was a key moment at the sisters there. Key moment. I couldn't quite see. I'd love to see a replay of that. I wonder if he threw a ghost there. Here it is. Boom. Oh, he adds a little touch. Such a clutch moment. If he slowed down even just a little bit, Paul would have had him. That was beautiful. Luke coming in as the hero for Eugen.
Wow, unbelievable. Also, a very important note, although Dexterity Depot did take an unfortunate loss at the very final chase, there is a brand new statistic. Oh, hello, it's me. There's a brand new statistic out here thanks to our production team. That is the first time Orlando has ever been evaded on us.
Is that the first time? I had a feeling.
No longer has a 100% evasion ratio.
I had a feeling because when that happened, I had never seen, in memory, Orlando get evaded. And so, yeah, that was absolutely epic. Roland has to be happy. Even though they walked away with a loss, Roland has got to be happy about that. That was absolutely huge. And what a cutback on the sisters. I absolutely hate that cutback when I'm a chaser. It's the detail you have to look for is the hand turning to pull rather than push. And with the ghost, it's so fast that it's so hard to spot that when you're running full speed and striding. And so Orlando, I just don't know if he was ready for that. Orlando had too much speed. He was just gunning it, and that was a crucial moment. But also I want to point out as well, Paul attacking Luke at the bay. He threw the spider. He didn't quite have the right positioning. Luke having good positioning at the bay and able to squeeze out of there with just a beautiful tripwire is what set him up for that final sprint across the front line, and then that move on the sisters that got him the win. So absolute banger. Both those teams deserve a lot of credit for that. So fun to watch that.
What an insane match. A whole insane set of matches we have had so far. Amos, are those glasses, are those real? Are you wearing those, or is this the filter thing?
It's just a filter. You can go find it yourself. You got the flowers?
I have, yeah, I just
That's
put
what I was doing
flowers
yesterday,
on.
but they didn't put us on.
Okay. Well, we have them for next time here. So we're going to get into our next match right now. It's Parkour 59 up against Trauma Tracers. Trauma Tracers still seeking their first victory of the day. But, of course, they did go undefeated yesterday to make it here. So,
yeah, it's one thing to win, yesterday with a lot of those other teams. But this is their true test being thrown into the deep end with all these big dogs. This is where we'll really get to see. And, their last match was really impressive. They put on the heat, so let's see what they can do with Parkour 59.
Athletes ready!
all right.
You on to
Parkour
evade.
59 has looked very, very strong. Aside from taking that loss to Kimo in sudden death, they, of course, are one of the front runners right here. Just landing on top of Trauma Tracers, somehow not able to find the connection right here.
No.
But Slow and Steady wins the race, and we will find Name gets his mark.
Johan opts for that real dangerous move at the ridge there, running under his chaser as he's falling. I know from experience as a chaser, it's so painful to have someone run under you like that because you're just waiting for gravity if you didn't grab and pull yourself down. And Johan just sneaks out underneath him.
Oh, yeah.
Athletes ready!
This is Naeem again to evade. Again, we're seeing some more normal routes from him right now. Not what we typically get out of this athlete. Wow, just cuts the diagonal right in front of Trauma Tracer's face. Is so crazy, so disrespectful. I cannot believe it, but he does get caught up and his hubris catches up to him.
Yeah, actually, I don't think that's Naeem. That's from Trauma Tracers there. He looks quite similar, though.
Oh, it's not, yeah.
I see why you get thrown off.
The hat keeps throwing me off,
yeah, he's trying to steal Naeem's look. But I'm loving seeing these low window dives out of the Lazy Boy more and more. I was actually surprised that we saw our first one today. That's a very powerful technique, and it's shown up, I think, 4 or 5 times now.
Okay. Wow, okay, tries to speed step over the sisters right there, but just caught up on the first vault. Very nice.
Yeah, and that's definitely valid. He did it fast, but that's where the ghost really shines. A brainchild and collaboration of Kai Baldwin and Matthew from Hollywood Freerunners. The ghost just allows you not even to have to slow down and be precise with your foot, and I think that's what got that fingertip tag, is that he should have just not even put a foot on the rail.
Once again, caught up. It looked almost identical to the previous chase there, Amos. I'm really glad you brought up that method, that maybe we'll see a little bit more of it moving forward.
Yeah, that was a little upstream. Bilal set a really good trap at the cube. The Trauma Tracers kind of gifted him that one, but Bilal, once he got inside the cube, the open side was all she wrote. All right, Bilal with Sister's start. Which direction will he go?
Wrapping around there at the tilted cube. Very, very nice. Yeah. Doubling back using that
yes,
momentum turner as well. We go underneath. It's going to be a foot race along the outside right here. The perimeter is cut off. I think Parkour 59 just wanted to get the speed going, and it was enough to get this first point right here.
Well done. I could almost tell halfway through the chase that was going to be innovation. Bilal, so smart, making the right decisions. Little side note here is that something interesting about Parkour 59 is they have 2 pillars on their quad that they train on that block the ghost. So a lot of them use techniques to get over the sisters that are very different from other teams, and it's because of that limitation that they've often been training with.
Yeah, sometimes it's about where you are building yourself up right here. Nice little double back to get there. Is it going to be the double over the sisters? There it is. Bit of a golden shower red. First back towards the sisters once again, but finally caught up. Parkour 59 still maintaining the lead at 1, though.
That was a huge flush kill from Bilal at the ridge. He went deep out to disturb the Chasers' continuum, and he got away with it, and that was a great move. But here, I think he was just a little too complacent at Cube. Maybe he's thinking this guy's new to the sport. They're a new team, and he just got too complacent. He didn't play it quite as careful on the closed side.
Oh, looks like we have a little bit of a freeze up right here going into our next chase.
Sounds like it was a tag.
Yeah,
so it looks like Parkour 59 will then be in the evader role next. Find out who. I want to see more of Ugo. Where's Ugo at?
10 seconds.
Yeah, I believe that
It looks
was
like
a tag.
Naeem. Yeah, Naeem ran him. I've got the other feed up right now, and Naeem ran him down on the drag strip behind the bay. And now looks like, can you see this, Walt?
No, I have. Well,
Okay.
the live feed is actually frozen, but I'm able to watch on the broadcast. So we are a bit behind in terms of who's.
Oh, okay. Okay. Naeem classic start. Which way will he go? Let's see a frontline run. No. Evasion for Naeem. We didn't get to see how it took place yet.
It did start with the unorthodox beginning once again. I feel like that's his calling card at this point, right?
And he did tease that front line. He loves it when he can get a chaser to commit up to the tray and see that little window to run the front line, because it's just like psychological at that point. Got Jesse coming in on Naeem. Great job on Naeem on the ridge.
Waiting for the climb over once again. Cannot clip on the first jump on the mountain. The sisters is faking the double back as well. Really, really nice. Lazy Boy gets caught around with that little whip around the outside pipe of the Lazy Boy.
Yeah, Naeem is known for throwing some pretty gnarly wrenches in your game. And that double back at the sisters was just enough to throw Jesse's trap continuum at the Lazy Boy off. But ultimately, Jesse with the juggernaut throw in that corner.
Athletes ready.
I think we've got Ugo. Yep, that's how Ugo moves. Oh, beautiful.
Wow, yeah, and you could see the distance was close. It looked like he just ran through him. There wasn't even a tag to be made. The steps just kept on coming, and Ugo's going to be hanging out on the quad for just another round.
Yeah, telltale sign of Ugo is that he is a tall man, but yet he moves so well through tight spaces, and he just ripped the Dorito cut there. So much confidence.
Athletes ready.
Okay, as the dust settles, we have 4 chasers remaining in this match. Parkour 59 with a pretty comfortable lead right now, and now one of their athletes on the quad to potentially extend that a little further. Trauma Tracers, though, very solid looks, just cannot get that momentum going.
Here's the Ugo we know.
Love it. Wow, nice catch right there. I think he's going to look for that call over by the tilted cube, but regardless, as of right now, it's an evasion.
That's the Ugo we know. So much control, so calm. One of the key moments is that he almost set himself up for a Lazy Boy interaction, but he played the outskirt tripwire so well. Right here, he doubles back at just the right moment where he's not a sitting duck on the sisters, and now he gets to play the cube. Beautiful job by Ugo.
3-0. This does bring us to match point. One more evasion from Ugo means that we get the end of the match. Trauma Tracers will need to reply back with a hat trick. Top the ridge. Oh, but doubled in the wrong direction once again. Just what's going on right here? It's the twist and shout here, Amos. I don't know what was happening. It was the pacifist evasion that happened right there.
Ugo's laughing because he knows what just happened. That first one at the ridge got him so bad that the second one he just got to sit there and look into his eyes. He barely moved.
Yeah, breaking ankles without even really just moving. You're just kind of looking at him doing a little bit of fake head movements right there. And it was enough of a trip up to just close that one out before we even got to see the evasion attempts from Trauma Tracers. That's Parkour 59 taking this one 3-0.
Yeah, Parkour 59 really showing where they're at. Trauma Tracers, they did well, but they didn't quite come through as strong in that match. Just because it's hard to. I mean, Ugo is such a talented evader. It's good to see him healthy again. He was injured in Worlds. That was absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, so good to see Parkour 59 seem like they're back.
Absolutely, I agree. Just looking at the chat for just a second right here, but oh, there it is. I have my flowers on. Let's go. I gotta get them in focus. Hang on. What's happening here? All right, I like your glasses better. Your glasses look so good.
Yeah, they're at the very bottom of the filter. The cool thing about this filter is you can move them around in your hands. You can like adjust them. See that?
Oh, I got some. Oh, what?
That's crazy. You can't do that with yours, can you?
Can I? Hang on. How did you do that?
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, I can adjust. Do that. Yeah. They're
can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do that with yours.
You would think all of the eyewear would let you do that, but
See, this is exactly what they want, us playing with Zoom filters while we should be talking about the matches. So chat, let us know if you have any questions, how you feeling so far. These have been some banger matches. I hope you guys are having a great time.
oh yeah,
There you go.
aye, Captain. So there we go.
Happy
This
time.
has been a very, very fun one so far. 3 sudden deaths in a single day, I feel like, is a lot as well. And there is
That's a lot about the
much
level.
more action.
Yeah, it shows that all these teams have been working so hard that no match is going to be a given. You're going to have to fight to the bitter end.
That's right. I put my beret on because we're going to be getting a couple French teams coming back for our next match. It's Dexterity versus Parkour 59 will be our next match. I think we have an interview with Christian or Damien DeVoe coming up
Oh,
next as
nice. Very nice.
well, if I'm not
Also,
mistaken.
we've got Shay in the chat. Is that Shay from the Israelis? Who are you, Shay? Oh, Hunter says, who took the sister bar out? Hunter, I think that's actually an official change to the quad. I don't know for sure. I haven't been too up on this stuff, but I think that bar that connects the two sisters in the back near the perimeter, that is gone, which is interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I know Hollywood, we were developing some really cutting-edge strategies that we didn't even really get
Well, welcome again to Ghent for the World Chase Tag Chase-Off. It's been an exciting match so far, and I'm joined here with Damien DeVoe, who is the founder of this insane sport that you're seeing before your eyes right now. Give it up for Damien DeVoe. So Damien,
Can I just say co-founder? It's my brother mostly, so co-founder. So I'll just...
giving humble as ever, humble as ever. So Damien, this is the first event that we've had in Belgium. Do you see the scene in Belgium picking up?
Well, actually, this is the second event we had in Belgium. We had one last year in Antwerp, which was a brilliant event, and we're back again this year, so it's really good to be back. And this year is a really cool venue. Being out on the water, like it's really, yeah, it's really, really cool.
I'm just waiting for someone to jump off at some point. That's going to be insane.
2 more matches left, or 3 more matches left, so hopefully we'll see it.
Let's hope so. Now tell us a bit about when the sport started, as to how it got here.
Well, it just sort of started in the back garden, really. My brother and his son, Orlando, who's today in Ghent, they were just always playing tag in the back garden. And then our, games got more intense. We started to build into obstacles. And then we started to have meetups, and standard got higher. And then it just kind of grew from there. We started to build obstacles in the garden, made out of scaffolding. We started to hold events, which you took part in the first one, obviously. And then it just kind of grew from there, So yeah, it's come a long, long way. And the standard is so much, higher than we ever thought it would be,
Yeah, for sure. And for all the kids here, for anyone here that wants to get involved in World Chase Tag, what would be the easiest way to go about doing that?
Well, the first thing to do is, I think, a basis in parkour is a really good place to start. That's where the parkour skills translate very well to chase tags, to get good grounding in chase tag. But also, you can play with friends in the park. That's how a lot of people start playing, picking good obstacles. But also, if you go to the World Chase Tag website, you can see where there's gyms and things like that. So try and find your local parkour gym and see if they do chase tag. And that's one of the ways to get involved.
Fantastic. So go to www.worldchasetag.com and you'll find your closest venue where you can get involved, or look for your closest parkour class. That seems to be the best way to get involved. Now, without further ado, we're going to be introducing our next 2 teams. In the blue corner, chasing first, Dexterity Depot from the States. And in the red corner, evading first, Parkour 59! Are you ready for this one?
I am indeed. It's going to be a good one.
Let's go.
Thank you very much to 3-time champion Greg Ball and Damien DeVoe, co-founder of World Chase Tag, that you're watching right now. We got a bit of a heated rivalry between US and France. We have, I have a quote here from Dexterity Depot saying they would smash the croissants out of the French players.
I don't think they realize how offensive that is. The French are on fire now. They lit a fire under their ass.
Oh yeah, so let's see. Of course, the current French champions in Parkour 59. Dexterity, the only U.S. team represented here at the ASFALT Chase-Off this weekend. But as I said in that quad, very vocal.
Parkour 59 looking to smash the hamburgers out of Dexterity.
Yeah, anything unhealthy that Dexterity Depot could be eating right now. That first dive will come through on our first chase. And I mean, if this pace is any suggestion about a match that we're going to be getting here, Amos, I think we're getting a good one right now. Once again, it's a miss right here. Parkour 59, 1 second to go. A final evasion on the first chase of the day. Oh my gosh, let's set the tone early. What are you saying about hamburgers?
Yeah, I feel like Aaron's just got a big old croissant and a hamburger mashed together, stuck in his mouth right now after that one. That is brutal to come in talking shit and then get your first chase like that. That was close calls, but man, that was really well done from Parkour 59.
Okay. Already out the gates right here. Parkour 59 extends the lead on the very first chase, but Dexterity Depot shuts it down. Are we going to see an evasion in reply now for the U.S.'s first shot?
Him looking super strong there. Very confident, controlled Tiger. He waited to scare his evader out. Evader scared out. He got the pounce under the mountain. Tim's also been looking good as an evader, so let's see what he can do against, I think this is Bilal stepping up to the chaser's plate. Watch out for that long side Viper at the cube. That's what I got to say. Any Viper at the cube.
Yeah, and you pointed it out very aptly there, Amos. The cube was where the action was happening, but it's a quick little smackdown there as we wrap around the side of the ridge. Parkour 59 back on the quad, looking to extend this lead to 2.
I can't give too much blame to Tim there. That was a really important look he took. If he would have just gunned it, it would have set him up for a short trap at bay. So it's a good thing he took his look. He just took it a little too late and stopped too deep right there. He's too out in the open. If he would have taken his look just a little earlier and stopped, he might have been able to play the ridge with Bilal. Rolling hand again, coming in.
Of course, huge playmaker in the previous match versus Team Eugen, but able to shut that one down quick.
Love seeing that rodeo at the ridge, and Roland has really mastered that rodeo. He makes it so aggressive. That's reminiscent of Matthew Hall at Worlds, just popping up there so quick that he's able to just sit in the front line and give his evader nowhere to go. Trying to do a Naeem start. I wonder if this is a psychological game, just to be like, what's up, Naeem? I can do this too. Ugo's not going to fall for it.
Is it going to be a straight line down? No, we're going to cut the diagonal over to the tilted cube. So we do shave a couple seconds off the timer. There's that vault around the sisters you had mentioned before as well. Roland just so fast.
Squirming.
Parkour 59 doesn't seem able to catch up until that final slide underneath the mountain. A desperate attempt, but it was enough.
Roland is hard to get your hands on. He's just so quick to change direction. Even seeing Ugo uncomfortable like this was quite wild, but Ugo kept his composure, and wow, tall man putting in long dives. Great job.
Athletes ready!
Okay, looking a little gassed right here, Parkour 59. You can see some heavy breathing coming through over at the ridge. Might be a ploy. You could be right here, because look at the speed that comes around.
Yes.
Caught on the back right there. Dexterity Depot is keeping parity, but they are still behind a point.
You know, you got to be feeling good, because the thing you named yesterday, the RGS, has just been coming in over and over again. I'm so glad we have terminology for that. Alex expertly done on that RGS. That's what got him that heavy tail there. Naeem on the chaser plate. We might see some juggernaut action.
Very scary sight indeed, especially with Dexterity Depot playing on the back foot. They still need to find one. If they can shut down Naeem, that would be a huge implication, but it's not going to happen there. We're going into our halfway mark, and Naeem is on the quad to evade.
Naeem making that Viper look so juggernaut. Turns and just lets his body land against the perimeter. He got so much distance. Whoa. Yes, and I want to point out specifically, Naeem set that up because he didn't get distracted by that ridge to cube run. He just took center control, and he was right there setting his trap at the cube when Alex got there.
Naeem once again starting out a little bit unorthodox, running towards the chaser for a period of time. Double the nice little step back as well. He stopped on the second step of the sister and turned it around. Dexterity Depot fortunately able to pick up the pieces right there with a few seconds to spare. But what a good look from Naeem.
Juggernaut on juggernaut. I knew Mike was going to be coming in crazy like that. But I got to say, cutting back on the sisters like that is so difficult. Here it is, that huge dive. Goes for the left hand, doesn't even opt to grab the bar. Beautiful job by Mike. But that double back on the sisters is so hard to do. Naeem did that, one of the best I've ever seen.
Once again, we are going into chase. Oh, was that a trip before the mountain right there? Still able to create some space, but that might have slowed him down just enough for Parkour 59 to catch up.
Man, the French have just been going to town on these Vipers. You can see the training. You don't have a second to even look. You gotta be moving already in good position, or they will punish you for it. Next up, we have Paul going against Johan. Paul had that pretty devastating. Getting a devastating experience getting evaded in that last match, which won the match for Eugen. Let's see if he can keep his head. Good speed.
All right. Very nice speed right there. But
oh, he
got
wins
caught
the
out
spider.
A little bit early, yeah. I think caught him on the heel right there. They're calling it.
Yep, he won the spider at the bay, which was quite impressive, but not without a heavy tail in attendance, and that's what produced the opportunity for Paul to nab that heel on the piss corner cut. Johan made the right decision. He's trying to steal the cut. He had too close of a tail to do so, so it might have been a little safer to just take that outside lane.
See where this one goes. Once again, we have about 5 chases left in this match. Dexterity Depot still needs to find their first point. This is a really good start. That quadrupedal movement we pointed out before is so quick. Amos, I don't think Parkour 59 has enough time left for this. We're going to find the equalizing point, and there it is. Dexterity Depot evening it up 1-1.
You know Paul's got to be feeling so good right now. He needed that redemption. Like I said before, he lost that final chase that gave Eugen the win, and so you know he's feeling it. This has got to boost his confidence. Bilal, he was desperate there. I think he actually should have chose that high dive over the tray. Going low there, lost his last opportunity.
And just like that, we've evened it back up. The way that the chases shake out, though, is that if they do go back and forth, they will both get a shot to evade for the win. Parkour
We are
59
nearing
is
the
on
end.
the odd number, too, so they'll get the first chance to evade if it stays at 1-1.
There's a lot of pressure on a new player for Parkour 59. It was a great job reading this first run. Paul got scared out too early, and he didn't go too deep into his continuum there. So let's see if he can handle the pressure and get this evasion. Much needed. Oh, well done. Yes, good juke.
Wow, yeah.
To the next city.
Caught Dexterity Depot just not looking at the right direction right here. Parkour
Oh,
59
man.
could find it right
Oh,
here
this
in a
is gonna
couple
be
seconds.
it.
You get one more
Oh,
shot. I think he caught him.
This
No,
could be
it's
it.
not going to happen.
Go. Put on the Jets.
Parkour 59
Yes.
with the evasion. I wouldn't be shocked if Dex calls for a DTR, but it looks like he's just going to walk off, try to just get the chase back while they're a bit winded.
He's acknowledged it. Walk of shame. Wow, new player's got to be feeling good. He hasn't quite proven himself, and that right there. Oh, Tim was so close. Tim played the cube quite well there, but that juke that sent Tim into the next city, that was a key moment that took so much time. Roland is going to be difficult. Good control, good patience.
Ooh, the wrap over though doesn't connect. Oh, what a slide! Look at the length on that thing. Able to go from one end of the mountain to the other. Roland has the opportunity now to close, to make this a sudden death. Dexterity Depot now has one shot.
That's the thing about good chasers. If they don't quite get a dive, they at least set themselves up for that next move. And Roland probably shouldn't have opted for the gate vault there. He probably should have thrown a Ludi dive or a spear under the mountain. But he got on his feet so quick, it gave him that next opportunity.
Final chance here. Can Parkour 59 close it out without going into another sudden death for the
Yes,
day? It looks
Ugo.
like they're going to be able to. And just like that, Parkour 59 shuts it down. A 2-1 win over Dexterity Depot.
Beats the hamburgers out of Dexterity. Oh, man. Ugo was a good choice on that last chase. Roland is such a threat as an evader. And Ugo, he's not going to mess with that stuff. He's not going to fall for all those quick scrambly cutbacks, jabs, and crosses. Ugo had great control there, shut it down with ease.
Oh, yeah.
Parkour 59's got to feel good right now, especially after all the smack talk coming from Dexterity before Worlds and maybe even before this event.
How did I do that? Wait, did you just see that?
Wait,
does
do
this
I have
work?
a
Am I
filter
doing it
like
again? Wait, do it again. How did that? What? That's insane. Okay, I was just gonna give thumbs up for the French team being able to take it over the U.S. Although you and I are both U.S. Representatives right here. But yeah, I mean, Parkour 59 looked great. I think Dexterity Depot also had some really, really solid looks for sure, but just wasn't enough at the end of the day.
Yeah, you can't knock Dexterity. They are looking super strong, especially I want to point out Tim and Roland have upped their games super strong. Unfortunately, Tim, he got evaded there in that one, but it was a great juke that sent him into the next city there. That you can't knock him for that. And so, yeah, I'm happy with Dexterity, but Parkour 59's got to be feeling good right now.
That's right.
I wonder what they're saying. I wonder what French things they're saying about the Americans right now.
It could be a lot. Yeah, we're seeing the standings right here next to me. There's a three-way tie for first right now between Kimo, Parkour 59, and Eugen. You'll let you guys mull over that for just a little bit longer because we got to throw it to a quick break. Dexterity Depot versus Kimo will be returning after a few minutes.
I'm Christian DeVoe, the co-founder of Chase Tag. Chase Tag is the art of fighting without fighting.
My name is Damien DeVoe. I'm one of the founders of World Chase Tag. I would define it as a very intense version of tag with professional athletes doing 20-second chases on scaffold obstacles.
If I have to explain what Chase Tag is, I always had a thing right at the beginning: show, don't tell. Because action always speaks louder than words. I started Chase Tag basically in the garden behind that you can see. We always used to just like playing chases, yeah. Orlando, he was always asking us to play it in the garden, and our games after a while became more and more sophisticated. And Orlando at one point wanted to know who is better, me or him. And that's when things got interesting.
We started to incorporate obstacles and timing and things like that. And we just did it for a bit of fun. And then one day we had a conversation just in the garden, and we were thinking, like, imagine how entertaining it would be if you had professional athletes playing this.
That's when the seed was planted in my mind. But I didn't do anything about it until a few years later.
I was actually in Japan at the time, and Christian was mulling over the idea. And I spoke to him one night, and he said he wants to actually try and do this professionally.
I think we don't have any holes in our team. We have the exact perfect team that we need. We're one of the fastest teams out there, if not the fastest team. We study every single aspect, every single team, every single part of the quad.
The Americans are a tough opponent. We have to take them really seriously because we cannot say, oh, Europe is better.
Let's see if we can change it this time around. We can trust each other.
We had some tight matches in finals. We just lost by 1 point. So we want to show that we have the strength to be champions.
At this point, the sport has gotten such a high level, and it comes down to no one making a mistake.
We kind of know their style and they know ours, so it's always kind of like whoever is better on the day.
You're looking at the new GOAT, okay? This is the LeBron James of Chase Tag.
Try not to run your mouth, because if you get evaded, then you will look stupid. What's the point in entering a competition without knowing everything about your opponent?
So much of this game is changing every single day. So if you think that you know it, then you're just going to fall and dig yourself your own hole.
All these competitions are going to come down to what team messes up first. We're not here to fuck around.
We've helped loads of teams develop because we like that part of the sport, but that's a separate side of it. When you come to competition, no one's really your friend.
In the quad, everybody is your enemy.
Dude, at what point do I like run this bit too far and I'm actually just a dick? Like,
Say, between the choice of croissants and hamburgers, I'm going croissants all day.
I think I'm with you on this, dude. I think I'm with you on this. I don't want to be a turncoat, a betrayer to Dexterity Depot,
But croissants are so good.
They're so good. You are right. You're absolutely
It's
right.
my vice. It's my vice. Also, chat has been asking some questions, saying some things. Let's see here. Someone is relentlessly asking what happened to Apex, ETH, and Doge. Well, I decided to pass the torch on to other coaches to take those teams forward into the future, and we had a few roster changes, and so Apex, ETH will forever be undefeated. There's nothing y'all can do about it. Also, Jason went off to college. Seth, I think, has retired from the sport. So, unfortunately, we'll never see anything close to an Apex ETH again. But what a time! Someone was also asking, for some stories and thoughts on those times. It's such a beautiful time like that. Those two teams were such good crews, good guys, and we just had such a strong vibe, and I loved every moment of that journey we took together, and those were beautiful times in WCT5.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, taking the quad for our final 2 matches of the day. We got 2 to go. It's Dexterity Depot returning for a back-to-back up against Kimo, who has looked quite solid. Was in 2 sudden death matches today alone. And our final match of the day is going to be Eugen versus Parkour 59. But let's talk about what we have in front of us right now. Amos, what are you thinking?
Oh man, these matches have been so high-paced. I'm just loving the evolution of the sport. These guys are getting so quick, so high level that just every match has been a banger. I'm excited to see this, especially because we have another croissants versus hamburgers matchup. Chat, croissants or hamburgers? Put it out. I already said I'm a croissants guy. Also, Dexterity has been talking smack, so the French want this. They're hungry for it.
We'll see. Hungry for croissants or burgers, though, is the big question that we still are dying to have an answer for. So let's see. I believe we saw the standings before we cut to break. It was a 3-way tie between Eugen, Eugen, Parkour 59, and Kimo, if I'm not mistaken, with 7 points apiece.
I'm seeing croissants in the chat. Lots of croissants. 1 hamburger. Sorry, it looks like hamburgers are outnumbered. Here we go.
Uh-oh. We shall see. Can Dexterity Depot get one over on the French?
Great
Kimo
job.
starting that one out really nice, waiting out that an early commit towards the mountain.
I got the opportunity to train with Jonathan in Lyon when I was out for World Championships and traveled around and visited some of the communities. And Jonathan, he's an expert at setting that tiger with so much control, not falling for any attempts to shake him off the branch. And there's a great example of Jonathan just expertly executing that early depart pounce. Here's Paul.
Over the top of the ridge. Trying to do the double back. You could see from the positioning over that first vault that he was looking to just loop around and underneath the first step of the sister, but not quite going to happen.
I think we're seeing renewed confidence from Paul after he had that beautiful redemption in the last match. And there, like, something that spectators need to know is it's so complicated to be at high speeds. You're striding these precise little things like rails while keeping your attention on details of the evader's body. And he read that so well. He was able to cut his speed and drop down for it.
Absolutely. All right, let's rock and roll. Kimo straight down the center line. Shaking the tiger off the tree. Dive comes through, but that is a lot of time wasted now. Halfway through our timer. Trying to poke through on the ridge right here. Now you're caught in the open on the front line. Great. Dexterity Depot on this quadrupedal has just been a force to be reckoned with. That's going to be first point right there, but it was very, very close to the ending. It looks like they're just going to give it.
Yes, Paul has got to be on cloud 9. What a great showing. And that he was in trouble there for a second in that perch game on the cube where Luca had crawled up to that corner. There's a little bit of a standoff, but Luca, like a true juggernaut, just goes full dive to the sisters, not quite getting it.
Okay, but here comes Ben now, trying to get the tag in reply. He has been carrying so much for this Kimo roster. Put 2 points on in their previous match. Won 2 of the sudden deaths as well earlier in the day. And now he gets a chance to evade.
Yeah, Ben, expert level at the bay there. He was not falling for any Paul's active EQ. He was tightening the noose with every movement he made as Paul adjusted, and it was just done. Paul had nowhere to go.
Done and dusted. Let's see. This is a hype matchup right here. Roland
Not surprised.
versus Ben. Yeah,
Not
surprised at all. You put 2 of the heavy hitters up against each other, and you're sure to see some sparks fly. Let's see. Coming right through. There's Roland. Caught him on the mountain right there before the jump could come through. And just like that, Dexterity Depot has a massive threat on the quad to try to extend this lead.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Roland moving like that at the bay. I've spent many hours myself training with Roland down at in Woodstock, just repping the bay, and you could see like his setup on that short trap was so well done that Ben could not make ridge. There was no way.
Okay, Roland getting us going right there with a bit of a Naeem start. Pushing off, finding the drag strip as well. Doubling back at the front line, especially with that awkward footing, is really, really nice, but not caught up right there.
Wow, that is impressive from Khalil. Roland just ripping that ghost. And oh, you know what it was? I think Roland was just entertaining that cutback that he got away with Orlando. And that's what slowed his speed. And Khalil was right there with Golden Shower saying no. Got Mike up on the chaser's plate to face off with Khalil. Oh, so clean,
nice
but Khalil on top of
hockeying.
it.
Yeah, back and forth right there over the loading bay. Just using the momentum to wrap around the tilted once again, but finally caught. Wow, so expertly crafted up until the very end, but Dexterity Depot still hanging on to this lead.
I thought for sure Khalil had the evasion there because he only had 5 seconds to go. Mike is known for being a juggernaut, and he has that French style of diving low on that Viper as we see there. I thought Khalil was going to spot it and just punish him for it, but Khalil hesitated. Otherwise, I think he would have been golden if he just squeezed out. Good from Jonathan. Oh, a little stumble.
Caught up, looking. Underneath
There you
once
go.
again, tried to go down on all fours, but it was a little bit too slow on the descent. Kimo finds it.
Yeah, if you're studying these other teams, you've got to know Jonathan is one of his strongest positions is at that cube angled bar, whether he's on the ground or setting up that tiger. You cannot get scared and jump the gun early. That's where Mike's downfall was, and Jonathan was right there with so much speed. Love aggressive style from Jonathan. Alex is up to chase Jonathan now.
Okay, a little bouncing back and forth right here. Once again, the wrap around on the loading bay. To build a little bit of momentum. Look at the speed ball through the mountain. That is so much space right here. Kimo might find the equalizer, which means we're going to be on pace for another sudden death. It is 1-1.
Oh man, so many great looks and reactions from Jonathan. Especially he knew he was desperate at the end. He could feel the long side Viper on the cube coming. Well played, hitting the brakes and just watching him sail through. Great job. Great job. Are we tie game now, or is it 2-1? Kimo?
It is 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah, we are looking real solid right now. Kimo, of course, giving us so much drama today. Almost
Yellow
going to sudden
card.
death in every
Yellow
match.
card. Take him down
Okay.
a notch. Put it in his face. All right, he better be careful here. I don't know what the most current rules are, but if he has a false start twice, that could be a red card. He could be out of the match.
Athletes ready!
It's gonna take a nice late start, maybe. There you go.
There it is. Yeah, take your time on that one. Don't want to get caught on the red just for a false start right here. Just kind of mounting over on the ridge. A little bit slow right there, but it doesn't even matter when you can find a slide through right there.
I love that. The rodeo is one of my original techniques I came up with on the ridge, and I love that variation, a little coffee grinder sit turn. I actually don't know if I've ever seen anyone do that in a main event yet, but that came through for Paul there. Very nice.
Athletes ready!
Okay. Dinner bell's ringing though. Look at who's on the platform. It is Big Ben coming through, and there is the first spike of the day. 4.6 seconds to get the tag.
Devours his meal. So ready for dinner. Ben can be a menace at the ridge for sure. I think Alex was too complacent. Now we've got Roland. This is not a surprise matchup. This is a smart move on Dexterity's part. You need another fast scrambler who can cut very quickly to pin Ben down.
Yep, planning these head-to-heads. It is very tactical gameplay. But Ben was the big point scorer in a lot of these previous matches.
Wins it.
Let's see if he can make some magic once again.
Wins it.
Won that first exchange. Won that second exchange. Roland cut it off, but he tried to double back too early. You can see Ben hands on the head, knowing that he could have just extended that speed forward on his way to the tilted cube, but it wasn't going to happen today.
Ben did such a good job by winning those first couple interactions and winning the ridge. I think what happened here is that just like Ben has a macro reputation game and people will trip up or make decisions based on what they think about him, I think Roland's macro reputation there got the best of Ben. He didn't need to slow down. He could have ripped that. Khalil looking to pin it, Lazy Boy.
Oh, that was so smart. Just slowly cutting off all angles from Roland.
Something spectators need to know is that every little step and movement Khalil makes here has reasons behind it, and he's looking for confirmations. He's forcing Roland to cut his speed, and Roland felt like he had nowhere to go. He couldn't even, come up with a good jab or cross to juke because Khalil was controlling that with every step.
Here we go. 3 chases, remaining. Even bout right here. Somehow did not clip the back of that shirt right there. Look at the speed on this guy. He's calling for the tag, but Kimio's athlete is still running. Clearly a DTR is going to come through unless he finds it right now. But damn. I mean, you could see the speed, but I think that's going to be easily a DTR. You could see Dexterity Depot just stop in the corner there.
Alex looked confident, but here we go. Not from that angle. I don't know, unless we can see a finger peel back or some shorts move. Oh, looks like he might have acknowledged. No. Did Alex just step off the quad? I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think if he accidentally stepped off the quad, I think by official regulation, unless that's changed, that's an acknowledgement.
Hard to say. And I mean, this could be a huge deal breaker. Like I said, there were three chases remaining in this match. Dexterity Depot and Kimo are tied up 1-1. This is a decision between taking the lead or getting some momentum back, allowing Dexterity Depot to look to evade.
This is a key moment. Outside of that tag, which was so close, you got to give it to Khalil. That was expert level evading. And I'm not seeing any overlay. Oh, here we go. Great spider by Alex to set this up. Using the hands to propel the dive. Oh, that was so close. Oh my. Was it the shoe or the shorts? What's he calling for? We're going to need to see those key frames. Oh, he gives the tag. Might have been the shoe. Might have been the shoe.
Huge implication right there. So like I said, Dexterity Depot gets to stay on the quad. They're a little bit fresher after having gone through that chase with the rest period. And there's 2 chases left to go here.
Alex, not known as one of their top evaders, but he has been putting in the work. He's going to have to deal with Jonathan, who is a juggernaut. He will throw himself for his team. Especially, again, watch out for Jonathan at the cube. His tiger to pounce game is so strong.
Ooh, a little bit of a trip up right here.
Here it is.
An evasion from either side wins the
match. There it is. Oh!
That's the slide. Doesn't look like he caught him on that go around. Dexterity Depot could end it right now. Alex has been putting in the work, as you said. But there's the wrap around. What a vault around the ridge. You had pointed that one out earlier, Amos.
Yep, and just like I said, juggernaut. I know Jonathan will go for stuff like this. He smelled blood in the water and he went for it. He didn't even go to that French style sit down on the trace, pull yourself around. He just knew it was there. His targets were locked. He nailed it. Alex was doing quite well up to that point, though, especially with Jonathan at the cube.
Okay, an
like
evasion would have won for Dex Depot, but now it will win for Kimo. Are we going to see a sudden death? This is a lot of speed. You cut the corners right here. Cut it once again. Can't double back around the tilted cube, and we are going to sudden death.
Another sudden death. He was looking so good. He just did not get a key look at the cube right here. He could have played cube comfortably, and he knew it. He knew it. When he rounded that turn, he took the light look. He knew it. So sad because he played the sisters so well there.
And once again, the question comes through. Is it Ben for a third go-around for Team Kimo? Well, he's dapping him up. I think he's taking the quad.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's definitely been a strong pattern for them, and I think it's a good choice. They're probably going to throw in Roland. Yep, Roland's about to step up. Good decision on Dexterity's part.
Yeah, and this is a huge implication for the overall standings of today. Kimo is in a 3-way tie for first place by points right
They
now.
need
So
this.
if they're able to take this, they will take the lead at least temporarily before our final match of the day comes through.
I wonder if we'll see a repeat here as well. Last time, Ben was able to keep Roland at bay for quite a while, and he started at the ridge here. He ended up getting Roland to run his continuum deep enough that he was able to get that straight shot across the quad with the Dorito cut to the cube, and that bought at least the first 5 seconds. These guys move so fast that even a win at the ridge is so few seconds.
Oh, I don't know if Roland was ready. He turned around in the middle of that too. Looks like they're gonna do a reset, I think.
Yeah, I think the official rules is that your feet both have to be on the starter's plate. I don't know what Roland was doing, playing psychological games, maybe rolling some dice, maybe he's superstitious. I don't know what he was doing down there, but he was not on the starter's plate when the buzzer rang.
Yeah, so now I'm wondering, look, Ben's going to go over to the tilted cube instead now, right? Like, that might have been a little bit of icing out action, although unintentional from Dexterity Depot. The tilted cube is pretty fine for this. You do expend a few seconds, so...
I gotta say, this is an interesting strategy I had never thought of before, but by Roland having this false start, he was able to expose Ben's plan, and now, as you can see, Ben is actually going to adjust plans, and that actually might come in Roland's favor. So maybe Roland's just like, I'll take the yellow card. I want to see what you're going to do. I want to get in your head. I want to make you think that you can't do the same thing twice. But I mean, if you're studying other teams, like at this level they should be, it doesn't matter. Ben could start at the ridge again. Like, Ben could have the same plan with some variations. So I hope this doesn't get in Ben's head. I hope this doesn't come to the benefit, because that's a really odd strategy to take a yellow card just to cause your evader to adjust. But we'll see how it plays out.
I'm not sure if it was fully intentional. It looked like he was maybe mid-conversation or something like that. But it is good information regardless. And for what it's worth, Ben did start at the ridge both times Kimo was able to win in sudden death. This is a great start for Ben. This foot race is exactly where you want to be. You do not want to give this man space. I don't think that tag connected right here as well. So this is a huge lead now for Kimo. Yes. It doesn't matter if you start at the ridge or the tilted cube. That's the full 20 seconds.
That is no small feat. Roland is a menace as well, and the new start position seemed to play in Ben's favor, because that threw Roland off. And I thought Roland had him with golden showers there. Roland was just moving on that backside of the cube, but Ben is also a fast man, squeezed out. Maybe even Ben wanted that. He's baiting that tail. Huge moment for croissants versus hamburgers. Dexterity might be eating their words once again.
Athletes ready!
Paul was a good decision. Khalil is their top chaser, I believe.
So it has to be a full evasion. Any tag at any point under 20 seconds ends it right here in favor of Kimo. This will be their third sudden death win. It's not going to happen. The crawl underneath.
This could be
insane. He's too clutch right now. What is he going to go back? No, this quadruple but it's too quick. We're going to sudden death too.
No, I think he got it. I think he got the tag. It was at 19.8. I think Khalil got it.
No way. Really? Underneath?
Yeah. So brilliant. He doesn't fall for that, cheeky little move that people have been doing under that slanted bar. He just opts for the full jump over. He knows that's his last attempt. Goes for the big dive. I think Paul's acknowledged it. Kimo, shove the hamburgers down Dexterity's throat and take the win.
They said, you can keep your greasy food. I am fine eating clean and healthy. Kimo now leading the group on the day with, I believe, 10 points. 3 matches of which came off of sudden death victories. I mean, this has been a Sunday filled with drama to the brim, my friend.
I am on the edge of my seat. These matches have been so good. I just appreciate being able to be here with you, Walt, and go through this experience, even watching and getting to chat. This has been so much fun. So many good matches.
Every time I do one of these, just as an insider into my mental when I see these, I'm like, damn, I really want to be there in person. I want to just see all of this stuff in person. I'm jealous of everyone who gets it. Maybe I want to compete. I don't know.
Hollywood might be picking you up.
Yeah, you think so? If I can get trained by you and Kai, I'm down. I'm always down. But I don't know if I have that in me.
What's your sprint look like right now?
I'm a distance runner, my friend. That is not my event at all.
That's a bad start. That's a bad start.
It's not great. We'll say that. Yeah. But we did get to see the standings for just a second. Kimo with, I think, 9 points was what I just saw on the left side of your screen there, folks. Crazy, crazy stuff. And I mean, all that being said, I think if it's the same scoring mechanisms as it was yesterday, which I believe it is, the sudden death losses still grant the losing team a point. So for the lower placers on the day, that could be a pretty big difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely. Today it's been so tight that might be the determining factor. I mean, before we went into those last couple matches, I think we had a three-way tie for the three top teams.
Yes, it was Kimo, Parkour 59, and Eugen, I believe. So this is a little interesting, right? Because our final match of the day is going to be Eugen versus Parkour 59. I'm going to take a look at the standings right now. And if I'm correct, either one of these teams will tie Kimo now at this point. So I don't know what that means for the rest of the event.
We've got Shay of Fata Morgana, I believe, in the chat. He's saying that he's a 12-meter distance runner. I love that. Me too. Me too. That's my chosen distance as well.
The Wolf Den Quad. Is that in the U.S.?
That is. That's out in San Bernardino, just outside of L.A. Definitely an incredible quad if anyone hasn't made it out. I especially love Hunter's attention to all the correct distances and sizes. He puts a lot of effort into that, so you know when you train at the Wolf's Den quad, you know you're going to be training on the official regulation sizes, so gotta love that. They also don't have any walls behind their quad. They have the space, which actually comes into play with strategy, and that's something that we really appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
Having Hollywood have the ability to train out there for some time.
If I'm going to be honest, I'm down to do this. My short-term goal is to just put me on the quad against Dan, and I'm ready to smoke. It's going to be, I don't think it'll be close, but...
I would love to see that. Commentator face-off, 1v1s, tournament bracket.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But our final match of the day, we did see that Parkour 59 and Eugen were the second place tied with 7 points apiece. Kimo with
Naeem against
9. So if I'm not mistaken, as we go through our first chase right here, Naeem getting the gates going very, very fast right here.
Oh, what?
Oh my goodness, okay.
Holy.
Relax, relax. What is this?
Oh. What?
Eugen coming out to play right now. With one last jump over, but Eugen will find the first evasion, setting the tone early.
Wow, Sam ripped the corner behind the cube so fast at this first one that he's able to sneak out. That was the second one, by the way. Naeem was desperate. He opted for stepsisters, but I would have liked to see Naeem opt for the in-laws there and cut even deeper with a wider net over the bar, not going to the cube. He might have had one last shot. Wait. Oh, that was a tag. That was a tag. Naeem nailed that. Amazing.
Oh, it was. Okay, our overlay is incorrect right now. Naeem still on the quad to find this. Look at the vaults over the tilted cube. Oh my gosh, twinkle toes on top of the pipes right here.
Oh, he's
one more time. A little bit of a
this could be it.
And the dodgeball at the end. Unbelievable. You gotta be kidding me.
Wow. Oh my God, 2 banger chases to start this one off. It looks like Richard just barely squeezing that out at the end. My goodness.
I don't even have time to explain the drama that's happening in the greater standings of this match, Amos, because Kimo went to sudden death 3 different times, they only have 9 points instead of 10. So if Parkour 59 or Eugen win outright, they win the event.
Wow. Wow, that is so much online. I can tell you the drama that's going on right now. I can just see by Haroon's body language. He is talking so much smack right now. Look, it's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get in Johan's head. I've been there right next to him. I know Haroon's game. Not only is there so much on the line for this match, but these teams historically talk smack.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the drama is in full force right now. I am loving it. We are only on chase number 3. What we are looking for, if you are a Kimo fan, is for these teams to go to sudden death. Because if we do, then Kimo will be able to win just based on the fact that they technically won every single match that they've played in so far. The problem is they had to do it through sudden death through a majority of them.
That's right. And I really, really hope that these are not technical difficulties. It's so sad to see. Richard's getting a rest. And Johan, you can tell by his body language, he's not happy about it. What's the honorable thing here to do? Richard, doing high knees? When Apex ETH was in this situation back in 2021, Seth Wang was on the quad, and I actually yelled out to Seth Wang. I had him doing high knees just because you hate to see this. You don't want an unfair rest. Johan is not happy about it. Richard's gonna come over. Oh nope, he's just gonna. I thought Richard might, for the first time ever, say something nice to Johan, or anyone for that matter. Yeah, I thought he might say something nice to somebody, but he just walks past.
Yeah, I mean, while we have a bit of downtime, I do see people in the chat talking about this. It is an interesting situation for the fact that Kimo did technically win all of their games. I understand that. I can't say it was an expected outcome for Kimo to go to sudden death in 3 out of 4 of their games. So it is a tough call to make, but it makes for an interesting and dramatic situation where we have right now, where a win right here means that somehow out of nowhere, Parkour 59 or Eugen could be winning the ASFALT chase-off.
In the chat, we've got James saying, would love to hear the banter between the two teams. Actually, I don't know if we could even do that. That's not TV material. If you put a mic on Haroon right now, I guarantee you they're going to have to censor half of it. It's just not... I would also love it if they mic'd up the dugouts, but I think they're scared to do so. Probably because of us. Probably because of Apex.
Because of us, yeah,
probably because of Apex ETH and Eugen and a lot of what they experience. Hunter's calling the match. Eugen will win 3-1. James calls it 3-1. Again, not leaving a team, just leaving it a mystery for us. Oh, he changes it. Maybe 2-2. He's calling another sudden death, which I would not be surprised. This has been a day of sudden deaths. All right, it looks like we might be back on. Richard's getting that classic full squat position there.
All right, as the dust settles right here, still 0-0.
Oh no.
Nice swipe
Richard,
through. I don't
nice
think
job.
connection was made though, so Richard still lives to see another day. Not on that dive though. We are keeping it deadlocked at 0. And again, I remind the viewers at home, for the Kimo fans in the chat, sudden death is what you want to see here.
And Richard just getting his ankles bit off here by that Viper. Well done by Johan. I'm happy to see that, not because Richard talks so much smack, but just because that was a long rest. You hate to see technical difficulties like that. I'm glad Johan was able to make that work. Luke coming in to track down Johan. Strong
Wow,
Rich
did he
game.
get him? Yeah,
Wow,
that
he
was
got him.
quick. That had to be a spike. I think the timer was a little bit delayed too.
Man, that was so fast. That might be a contender for a world record. That was such a clean ridge trap continuum. He didn't waste a second. Just tracking his evader while doing complex movements. You gotta love to see that.
Okay.
I think Johan made the wrong decision. He should have gone towards the front line, but he knew he was already too late. He was on his heels. Bilal coming in to track down Luke.
We got folks in the chat making predictions on the score. About 5 chases through. He's calling for the tag, but Eugen Athlete still running away from this one. Could this be the first breaking point right here? It's looking like it. Just hang out by the tilted cube. Slide comes through, but we might see that hang come up. There it is. DTR coming up.
I think he might have acknowledged that last Viper on the cube that Bilal just sunk. Yep, he acknowledged it. Yeah, either way, Luke, I gotta say, there were some really well-timed wrenches thrown in there. He just absolutely decimated Bilal at the bay. He killed Bilal's speed, and then when Bilal started setting up that spider, Luke was already gone.
All right. Once again, chase 6, 0-0. Found the ankle right there. These teams are as close as you can get right now, Amos.
Feeling the nostalgia. Not very often you see that Mantis trap setup at the cube. That's where he strides the bar and then puts his right foot on the platform. So often that can scare evaders towards the open side for a quick tag, but most people are privy to that now. So Bilal instead actually used that against Sam to come down the open side and was almost able to get away. Gonna see fireworks. Here's Naeem.
Yep.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at the Tiger atop the tilted cube. Naeem, so lethal.
Something I want to point out to spectators is that when you're in that Tiger position and evaders are really jukey and they're trying to shake you off that branch, it can be very difficult to keep your position if it's fake. it takes a lot of arm strength, and Naeem was able to control that position, dip down nice and deep, and that's what got Sam. Sam thought he had already dropped down. He was already gunning it for those sisters. Mo on the chaser's plate. This has got to have some drama behind it, being an ex-player for Eugen. Is he going to give him the finger guns?
Oh! He said, get out!
Wow.
He said, it's my time to evade now.
I thought we were going to see finger guns from Mo, but instead maybe that's his gesture to say, hey, I'm on a new team, and I've got new ways of talking shit. Get off the quad. Wow. There were smiles on the face at least. You got to love that. I don't want there to be too much bad blood. That'd be sad, but a lot of drama there. Bilal, he doesn't want to let it happen. Oh!
Okay.
Can he have the control? Mo, expertly done.
Wow! Wonderfully done. Oh my gosh, no one can find a breaking point here, Amos. This is crazy.
Amazing. Bilal is so good at getting out of those low exits, even though I'm not a huge fan of those low exits because you can lose sight of your evader, and I think they're a little bit slower. I would opt for a Ludi dive or a spear out the top, but Bilal makes it look good. Caught Mo too complacent. And he was kind of nice about it. No drama there.
All right.
Yes, got to
race along the outside, but the guy in green was a little bit quicker. Once again, no one can find a point.
I think Sam's getting quicker. He used to, he's a lanky guy. He's tall. I feel like he used to kind of just like saunter around. I feel like he's up to speed game. I feel like Bilal did the right thing. He sucked him through the ridge. He had the front line run, but Sam just ripping it on the front line foot race. Naeem, let's see some fireworks. He's going to need to. Sam's upped his game with evading.
Naeem, so tricky. Creeping underneath the mountain. Hands go up to try to find that mark on the angle. Not going to get that one. Uh-oh, there's a lot of distance here. Amos.
This could be it.
Naeem
Sam played it so well.
This might
could be it.
Point right here. Naeem gets shut down. Eugen goes up with only 4 chases left.
Wow, Naeem has got to be feeling that. And there's his classic. Sam knows how to hit a home run or a 400-foot drive. That was classic Sam celebration. And man, Naeem has got to be feeling it right now. That was brutal. Sam had 2 key moments where he threw some hefty wrenches. He threw in a hefty cross, which is a full 180 cut with just aggressive.
And somehow, right at the end of this match, there are 4 chases left to go.
Oh,
no way! What a juke! That's insane! Eugen still maintaining his lead. They might have just blown the door wide open here, Amos.
Wow.
I think they're going to get a second point. Just barely caught. All the hands go up on the side of Eugen. But oh my God, let me see that juke by the sisters again. Amos, run me through it.
Props to Johan for keeping his cool. That juke, have they been watching Hollywood practices? This is something we had been cooking up last year. I hope they show a replay. He's doing it without the bar in the middle, which is even more impressive. It's not something chasers are going to expect, and so I think that's why he got away with it. Love to see some new stuff like that.
Okay, we are off tempo now with Parkour 59 playing from behind right here. Tried to juke underneath too early, still somehow slipping away, but that trip up at the end means Eugen will find its mark, and there's only a couple chances left here.
The spectators have got to understand something here. What Luke did is no simple thing. As you're departing the last obstacle, you're watching for so much detail in your evader in order to adjust the trajectory of your jump so that you can bounce back like he did. And he is able to cut his jump. It gave him the bounce back. He didn't get the tag immediately, it looked like, but that was what gave him the heavy tail that presented the next opportunity. We've got Ugo in for Luke.
This is it. You guys asked for drama. You got it here. An evasion will win the match right now, but the tag comes through. Kimo fans now waiting on the sidelines with bated breath. An evasion for Parkour 59 allows Kimo to win the ASFALT chase-off. If not, Eugen will be our champions.
Wow, this is so crazy. Not only between Eugen and Parkour 59, but Kimo just fingers crossed, sweating. Ugo on that last one, that was classic Ugo. So much control at Lazy Boy. Let's see if Orlando can put it.
All they can do is hope for the evasion here on the side of Parkour 59. This is an open space by the sisters. You might have got caught up early. Tilted juke right on the outside. No way.
Hang on, we're slowing
Yes.
things down over by
This
the
is
loading
it.
bay. It's gonna be
This
a
is
reach.
it.
This is it for Kimo.
Guys,
Kimo might be able to get the victory,
it.
but no, it's not gonna happen. On the reach through that left hand finds the back. There is a huge lead
Wow.
in the air, and Eugen will be our champions for the Asphalt Chase-Off.
Orlando feeling it right now. That was so huge. But I gotta give props to Ugo, like to nullify the raw speed and power of Orlando takes so much precise timing on your departures, choosing the right directions. His tripwires were so tight, but Orlando has so much speed that even with that, he was able to just golden showers on behind the cube there. Epic ending from Orlando. A little bit of a redemption too.
Stuff.
Orlando let that first ever evasion go in a prior match, and maybe it shook his confidence a little bit. It did not look like it. Orlando's got to be feeling good making that redemption move.
For sure, yeah. And we had talked about the victory that Eugen had taken from them by Team Fakao as well. They definitely showed up here to show that that was a bit of a fluke, and they have what it takes to hang with the best of them, especially with this absolutely stacked roster. Eugen, 5 points, will be our winner. Said it before, Kimo had a lot of drama happening here, bringing almost all of their matches to sudden death. But this was a very, very close one for sure.
We're seeing some hugs from Mo and the Parkour 59 guys. They don't look...
There's no...
hugs.
Okay, guys. So, here we are. Congratulations. That was a very, very tough match. So, how are we feeling?
It feels so good to break the curse, man. Fuck.
Okay, would you say this was the toughest match of the whole competition?
I think for us with Parkour 59, we have so much history. I think we've played them so many times, and we've lost so many times to them, that this was the most important match for us. So yeah, definitely the toughest. And yeah, I'm so happy we got the win.
I can tell, guys. So congratulations. Now let's get the trophy. Go to the other side, okay? We're gonna go to the other side of the festival, and that's where they get the trophy. Congratulations, guys.
Making that redemption, you heard it there. It just feels good to break the curse.
I'm
Amos,
just
what do you
I'm
think?
I'm just relieved because Richard said if they took
Say anything
second.
No, I think just...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm just relieved for that sole fact.
I don't know if it's working now. Guys, please, we're gonna give the trophy there on the other side of the river. Okay? So if you wanna go and see that, please, we're gonna clear the quad. Okay? Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Okay. And with that, I believe our final standings by points means Eugen takes this one. Kimo, with a crazy dramatic day, will go in second, and Parkour 59 in third. This has just been an unbelievable day of Chase Tag, though.
Man, this has been one of my favorite tournaments to watch. It's been so exciting. So much drama in there. Dexterity flying halfway across the world saying they're going to beat the baguettes out of these French. And both French teams just saying, nah, son, we're going to beat the hamburgers out of you. Eugen taking first. It's a sweet outcome. Richard doesn't have to kill himself taking second. Also, Orlando, beautiful redemption. Orlando's such an incredible player. Yeah, just so many highlights. I almost can't even remember all the highlights. Chat, what are you feeling about this? What do you think of the results? Did you predict it? Any questions? Do you want to know about some more back drama to some of these matches? Let us know what you think.
Yeah, man, I had a lot of fun. Again, every time I see it, like I said, I get the itch to want to be there in person and really just see it up close and personal. But this was a really fun one. For those of you who are out in Belgium, we appreciate you showing up and, giving your support to such an amazing sport. And for those of you who are watching at home, we thank you for watching with us. I think we're going to go over to the trophy celebration, but I don't know if that's the end for us, Amos.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll wait to see what they say in chat, and we'll follow up with chat after the trophy. Maybe the trophy thing's not going to happen right away. It sounds like some people are mad. James saying SD point system is shit. Maybe he's a Kimo fan. Yeah, it's interesting. You don't want a team to walk away with that close. Oh, yes, we saw someone in the water. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I feel now. I finally feel
jump over the fence?
Yeah, he went
That's
guac track
crazy.
to straight fence clear, 2 people together. It looked like Jesse
Wait,
and Roland.
They fence cleared from the barrier.
They
Hang on.
fence- Oh no, it's Sam. They fence cleared from the guac track. I had a feeling. All of a sudden, I saw Roland running, and I was like, "Is Dexterity trying to take some weird victory lap?" And then I could tell by his speed and not turning that something was up, and just straight cleared it. Thank you,
I'm
Roland.
watching the
and
replay
Sam.
of this right now, actually. That's crazy. Oh my. It's better when you see it twice. I implore anyone who's watching the stream on YouTube to rewind that. I don't know if we have replay technology at this point for that, but you could just scroll back for a few seconds and see a great route.
I gotta say that I'm just feeling warm and cozy and complete with this event now. The one thing I didn't, well, I kind of got it, was I wanted to see a full-on rugby tackle. We did see one that was questionable. Everything I wanted to see happened, and I gotta say I'm content.
I got one question for you, Amos. What do we call this route that goes into the water now? What's the term for this one? The Amos Rendau special.
I think I'm gonna have to bend a knee to you coming up with RGS yesterday. What would you call it?
Oh my gosh! What we call that? The kayak?
So
call it the lake race?
To give you some stuff to work with, that's the guac track.
Okay.
And so you could play on that, and then we're going over a barrier into water. So what do you got?
Okay. My immediate word that popped into my head was the lake snake. I don't know if it's good though.
I like you keeping with the snake terminology. We got a lot of snake terminology in this sport for a lot of low, sneaky routes.
I see the drowned avocado in chat. That's great. I love that.
Drowned avocado. I like that. I like where you're going with that. Maybe a mushy avocado, wet avocado, something down that vein.
So funny, so funny. It looks like we are ready to wrap this one up though for the day though. Amos, want to thank you for joining me on such an amazing competition, such an amazing broadcast. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Walt Bransma. We have the legendary Amos Rendau. And don't forget, Greg Ball is a 3-time world champion as well. Down
And
there
the
doing
first
the
night of
interviews.
flight.
The first
Also-
ever night of flight. We love it.
And also, it's been such a pleasure, Walt, to chat with you and watch these amazing matches. I hope to do it again sometime soon with you.
Hell yeah, man. May we meet again. Guys, keep on chasing. It is going to be a great day for some more chase tag. But that's it for us here today over at the ASFALT competition. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
I'm Christian DeVoe, the co-founder of Chase Tag. Chase Tag is the art of fighting without fighting.
My name is Damien DeVoe. I'm one of the founders of World Chase Tag. I would define it as a very intense version of tag with professional athletes doing 20-second chases on scaffold obstacles.
If I have to explain what Chase Tag is, I always had a thing right at the beginning: show, don't tell. Because action always speaks louder than words. I started Chase Tag basically in the garden behind that you can see. We always used to just like playing chases, yeah. Orlando, he was always asking us to play it in the garden. And our games, after a while, became more and more sophisticated. And Orlando at one point wanted to know who is better, me or him. And that's when things got interesting.
We started to incorporate obstacles and timing and things like that. And we just did it for a bit of fun. And then one day we had a conversation just in the garden, and we were thinking, like, imagine how entertaining it would be if you had professional athletes playing this.
That's when the seed was planted in my mind. But I didn't do anything about it until a few years later.
I was actually in Japan at the time, and Christian was mulling over the idea. And I spoke to him one night, and he said he wants to actually try and do this professionally.
I think we don't have any holes in our team. We have the exact perfect team that we need. We're one of the fastest teams out there, if not the fastest team. We study every single aspect, every single team, every single part of the quad.
The Americans are a tough opponent. We have to take them really seriously because we cannot say, oh, Europe is better.
Let's see if we can change it this time around. We can trust each other.
We had some tight matches in finals, we just lost by 1 point. So we want to show that we have the strength to be champions.
At this point, the sport has gotten such a high level that it comes down to no one making a mistake.
We kind of know their style and they know ours, so it's always kind of like whoever is better on the day.
You're looking at the new GOAT, okay? This is the LeBron James of Chase Tag.
Try not to run your mouth, because if you get evaded, then you will look stupid. What's the point in entering a competition without knowing everything about your opponent?
So much of this game is changing every single day. So if you think that you know it, then you're just going to fall and dig yourself your own hole.
All these competitions are going to come down to what team messes up first. We're not here to fuck around.
We've helped loads of teams develop because we like that part of the sport, but that's a separate side of it. When you come to competition, no one's really your friend.
In the quad, everybody is your enemy.
Dude, at what point do I like run this bit too far and I'm actually just a dick? Like